Oh, hey. Okay. So, what we're going to do is we're going to count. And we are counting. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe this way. Okay. Detail oriented. So, what we're going to do is we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. If you notice, we have the top bead, and the top bead has a value of 5, and the bottom beads all have a value of 1. So when we're counting, we just need to count 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. So again, whenever the beads are touching the horizontal bar, this is what are counted. These are the beads that are counted. So this bead is 5, so that's being counted. None of these beads are touching, so these are not counted. So when we talk about it and we're reading the abacus, we have 5 and then 6. The lower beads have a value of 1. So if you look, we have 5, 6, 7. So again, the top bead has a value of 5 and the bottom bead has a value of 1. So I have two bottom beads. That means I have 7. So 5, 6, 7. Notice why am I here? Because I have an indicator. This indicator lets me know that I labeled the ones place. So I labeled the ones with this. So when I count 5, 6, 7, I have 8, 9, and then 10. That's 10. How do I know? Because just as we write 10, we have 1 and 0. So we have 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and then 15. So when we're learning how to read the abacus, we understand that the abacus mimics the way we write. And so I made this little chart where just like how we write, we have our ones, our tens, our hundreds, our thousands, and our 10,000. I mimicked what I have. So we have our ones, this is the ones. We have our tens, this is the tens. Hundreds is our hundreds, thousands is our thousands, and 10,000 is our 10,000. So then what's after the ones? Well, we have our decimals. And after our decimals, we have our tenths and we have our hundredths. That is a tongue twister. But notice that the decimal happens between the ones and the tenths. So here, this is the ones and the tenths. So the decimal sits right between. It doesn't sit on a column. It doesn't sit on a digit, right? It sits between. So that's what we're trying to do here. So when we count, we do 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10. So when we count, that's 10. 1 and 0. We have 11, 12, 13, 14. We have 14, and now we have 24. We have 34, 44. So what's after 44? 50, 45. We have 45, and then after 45, we have 46. And again, if I did this, this would be 56, and then 556, 656, and then 3,656. So this is about understanding how to read the abacus. When we understand how to read the abacus, we can go further into adding, subtraction, multiplication, and division. So thank you everybody for joining me for Midnight Math. I hope that everybody is up to speed with understanding how to read the abacus. So let's do a couple of mathing. Oh, I forgot to add that. So let's do a couple of things. Let me have, if you can, what am I doing? I'm going to do this. So I have this number. What number? Please put in the comments. How would you get 60? Oh, okay, Addie. You know what? Let me ask you what number this is, and I will get you your number 60. Yeah, cool. So when we were talking, this was the ones, the tens, the hundreds, the thousands, and then we have the 10,000. So what number do you think this is? Thank you so much for liking my live. Addie, we will get to your number 60. Let me write that down. So who knows what this number is? Let me know what number this is. What do you think this number is? If I have my ones, my tens, my hundreds, and my thousands. Bueller, Bueller, Bueller. All right. Okay. So what are we going to do? Well, all right. This is what we're going to do. So I have 9. This is my 9. 9,000. And then this is 2. So this is 200. I have 60. So that's almost there. And then I have 7. So notice I have 9,260. How is that 9? Mr. Benji, because we have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Thank you so much for my comment. Yeah, so that's how we do it, because all the top bead has a value of 5, and all the bottom beads has a value of 1. So when we look at it, this is 900. 926, I'm sorry, 9,220. 9,267. So anytime the beads are touching the horizontal bar, we're going to count it. So Addie, I don't know if Addie's still here, to get 60, we have 6 and the 0. So that's what 60 is. Easy. Because this is my ones. How do I know? If you see that there is a dot. This dot indicates that this is my ones place. So this is my ones place. Then I do my ones, my tens, my hundreds, my thousands, and my 10,000s. So thank you, Mr. Benji, for that question. Any other questions? Let me know. So we're going to continue on and understand how we're going to count. So notice I have my hundredths, my tenths, and then I have a decimal that happens right between. And because I have a decimal that sits between the two, then this will be my ones, my tens, my hundreds, my thousands, and my 10,000. Yeah? Anybody have a question? Wow, that was really quick. Anybody have a question? Hello, everybody. Okay, we're going to do another number. Let's do another number. So if I have this number, we'll do this one and then that. Okay, so what number do you think this is? Let's see. Let us see what number you think this is. And I got to be careful to like move, because if I move my abacus too much, then all the beads will move. And then it would suck. And then I would be so sad. Then I'd be a sad panda. All right. So what number? What do you think this number is? Just a thought. Just a... What do you think? Oh, yes, we have people answering. Yes, 5,928. Yes, that's what it is. And 12 actually looks like this. 12 is 1 and 2. Come on! Get on with your bad self. How do I know? Because this is my horizontal bar, and anytime my beads are touching my horizontal bar, it's being counted. Yes, Rita, thank you. 5,928. Yeah, makes sense? Simple to use, easy to understand. Okay, so again, we have our tenths and our hundredths. So when we look at it, we're counting. So let's count. Let me reset and we're going to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then we have 10. Right? I just learned this. I know, right? Simple to use, easy to understand. So we have our tens. We have our 10, 11, 12, 13. There's your 12, Aaron. 12. And then 13, 14, and then 15. And then we have 15, we can add a 10. So this would be 25, and then this would be 35, and then this would be 45. Notice that these are the beads that are touching the horizontal bar. Because these are the beads touching the horizontal bar, these ones are being counted. Oh, that's a little fuzzy. There we go. So these are being counted. However, these are not counted because these are all zeros and there is none of the beads touching. Make sense? Right? Ooh, okay. So 1, 2, 9. So we had 1, 2, 9, AR 21, I think it was. So that's what it is. It'd be 129, 129.21. Yeah, good explanation. Thank you, Trek. Thank you. Let me know if you have any questions. But the first thing we're going to do is we're going to understand how to read the abacus. When we learn how to read the abacus, we can do adding, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Yeah, but the first things first is to understand how to use it. So when I do this, right, we have our thousands. Now notice I have 2 dots. I have this dot over here and this dot over here. Really? Cool. Yeah, really. I'll show you if you want to stick around. But it all depends on like how fast everybody will go forward. So, but if you're the only one talking to me, then it will go really fast because then I know I'm just talking to you. Because nobody else is talking. Nobody else is talking. Come on, people. All right. Okay. So we're back. Notice that there is 2 dots. These 2 dots, it doesn't matter. Just like Pokemon, I choose you. Just like in Pokemon, you can choose any one. It doesn't matter. You could choose this one to be your ones, or you could choose this one to be your ones. It doesn't matter. I could tell. Jesse, I can talk. You can talk. Cool. Yeah, I'm with you so far. Okay, cool. So what we're doing is, let's say I want to do here. Let's say I want to go here. It would still be 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then this would still be 10. But notice I have no more beads on this side. So this is as big as it goes. It only goes 900, 9,000, 90, 99. Because I chose this one to be my ones. However, if I chose this one to be my ones, I could do 9, 99, 999, 9,099, and then 10,000, right? So 10,000. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about 10,000. So this would be 10,000 because it would be 10, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0. That's what would be 10,000. Why? Because I deemed this, right? I choose this one to be my ones place. You could, let's say we say 1,000,000. We could say 1,000,000. Then you would have to make it, then size matters. Size matters. This is a 13 column abacus. And so here, because I have 13 columns, I can use any one of these dots to be deemed as my ones place. So I could choose this one and then it can have like 1,000,000,000, right? Or if I want, I can be in the middle and then I can have 1,000,000 because it's ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000, 100,000, $1,000,000. But you can go to 999, not just, but you can go, well, I can go 9,000,000, 9,990,9,999. So it all just depends on, the size of the abacus. So this one happens to be just a 7 column one. So for this one, I could still do 99,999. Yes, and then these would be the decimals. Yeah, right? Or, again, size matters. I can do 23 columns. So this one is 23 columns, and this one is kind of cool because it's got a reset button, so I don't need to do that. So the beads are always like tight around the rods. They don't slide around. That is correct. They don't move anywhere else, but the problem is if you just accidentally bump your shoulder, they all move. And that would suck if it was a really long question. So why aren't the dots on the very ends on the 7 column one? Because then the 7 column one, we can actually start talking about money. We can have like, $1.01 or $1, $2.25. So that's what I'm thinking. That's what it is, but I'm not sure. That's just a theory. But I think that's because so then we can actually use this for money, right? Thank you guys for the comments and the questions. These are fantastic. So the beads are always around, and yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, right. That's what I'm thinking. I think it's because we can do the money. Okay, so I'm wondering if I missed any comments or question, not just 10,000. Yes, right. So I can go all the way to 9,000, 99,000. I don't need to go just the 10,000. Right, that's absolutely right. I'm excited to learn how to do this. Problems with them. Oh yeah, we're going to get to it. I just want to make sure that we understand how to read, but we're okay. Any other questions? Thank you so much for the rows. Okay, before I continue on, do we have any questions? This is from my previous ones. So if I did this, right, my number is 9,267. That's what it is. But notice I try to line it up too. And the way we write, it would be the way we talk about thing. So a little off. How do I save this? How do you save what? I'm not sure. How do you save the abacus? There's no way to save the abacus. I just messed up my answer. I don't know. I don't know what that means. How do I save this? How do you know what it's like? I'm sorry. How do you save this live? You know what? I actually start pushing my lives to YouTube, but it won't be until like later. I have like a whole page full of Abacus, and then I have all my YouTube stuff that's all about Abacus. And yeah, I talk a lot about Abacus. So how do you do what is like 1, 2, 3, or do you just have to remember 1, 2, 3? I don't need to remember it. I just need to look at it. Can you do the abacus mentally, like in your head? I can kind of, but not really. My kids do. But I don't force them to like practice. So because we have other things in our lives. So the kids that can do it mentally in their head, that's probably all they do, because it's a lot of practice and it's a lot of like trying to make sure, and you just, go through the practicing, just like playing the piano, right? We practice the piano. I think people are just entering the live late and missing your previous explanation. Oh, thank you. So thank you, Jesse, for letting me know. Yeah, so when we're counting, we do 1, 2, 3, 4, and anytime test us. Oh yeah, okay, I'll test you. So let me finish this thought. So after 4, because it's touching the horizontal bar, we have 4, and then we have the 5. So the top beat will always be 5. Because the top beat is always 5, we have 5, 6, 7, 8. But notice none of these columns are touching, right? So these are all considered 0. So when we do, this is 8, and then we add 9. Okay? All right. So Trek wants a test. Let's do it. Okay. It's always fun, like, to see. Woo! Yeah, it's always fun to see, right? To test, because it's a new thing. And so if we did this, it'd be kind of cool if we can start going into adding and subtracting, but we need to understand how to read the abacus first. So, right? That makes sense. Simple to use, easy to understand. Okay, what number is this? And it's a little bit tricky. That is your hint. Oh, poison. Oh, that's a good one. Tim. Okay, we have Jesse, Trek. Yes. So we have to remember that there's a 5 up top. So this is 5, 6, 7. We have 2. So this is 7,200 because there's 2 beats here. Yeah, Tim. And then we have the 9. So we have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then we have 5. However, what about the 10? Well, if we did the 10. Oh, wait, before I do that. However, if I said that this was my ones, what would it be? We would have decimals. Right? So it would be 7.295. So it all depends on the decimals. Okay, so A asked, what about 10? Well, 10, oh, I'm so sorry, I forgot. So we did 9, and then 10 would be this, because we have our ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, and 10,000. So just as I wrote here, and I did this because I did a little short reel. So just as we write, we also abacus mimics writing. So if this is our ones, the reason why I chose this to be my ones is because I have an indicator. This indicator tells me it's my ones. So I have my ones, my tens, hundreds, thousands, and 10,000s. And then if you notice, there's a decimal right between. That decimal sits between the ones and the tenths. So when we look at it, we could do tenths and then hundreds. So we had our 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then we have 19. We have 10, right? Because it's a 1 and a 0, it'd be 1, 0. We have 11, 12, 13, 14, and then 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and then 20. So then we could just count by 20s. Well, I'm sorry, we can count by tens. 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and then we do 100. That'd be 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. Make sense? Hi, Mountain Girl. St. Robinson's. Yeah, right? Yeah, right? It's simple to use, easy to understand. Could you say that the 2 on the left always be 2 zeros? No, because it's our decimals. So if you don't have any more decimals, yeah, you could. Can you do derivatives? Well, I don't know what a derivative is. I just joined. What's going on? Hey, Precious, we're counting on the abacus. We're mathing in the middle of the night. We're midnight mathing with an abacus. If you're looking for derivatives, is that calculus or algebra? I'm not sure. So Ricky Poopyhead, I'm not sure. If you want algebra, I have a person that does algebra. What time is it there? It's 10:50 at night. Calculus. Sorry, I don't do calculus. Yeah. But you know, abacus is the gateway to complex math. But I don't know a calculus person. I'm sorry. I know an algebra person. Okay, so counting 1, 2, 3, 4. Every time the beads touch this horizontal bar, it's being counted. So after we count 4, we have 5. All the top beads has a value of 5. So when we do 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10. Hey, JP. Yeah, there you go. So you have 10, 11, 12, 13. Could you be able to multiply two numbers with decimals? Yes, you can multiply, divide, subtract, addition, decimals, no decimals. It doesn't matter. And then we could do that. It just depends on how quickly everybody catches on. Can I do a problem? Can I show a problem? Yeah, I could show a problem. If we're all ready to understand how to do an abacus, how to read the abacus. Okay, so one of the things that we're going to do is we're going to do a problem. We're going to do a simple problem. What's a simple problem? This is a simple problem because a preschooler can do it. If a preschooler can do it, so can you. Test again. Okay, I'll test you again. Okay, here it is. Okay, what number is that? Okay. What number is that? You guys are so silly. Thank you so much for the heart puff and the rose. Okay, thank you for the follow. Everybody comes in. Oh my goodness, there's 55 people here. That's like a lot of people. Ah, Jessie says. Almost, Gabrielle. Almost. Ah, Jacob, I have no clue how to do this. Rita says, Asia says, okay, almost. I just joined Avery, so close. And then we need decimals. Whoa, okay. So before I lose all of my numbers, okay. Oh, you guys. Some people got it, some people don't. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to understand. So, Precious, we have 4. We have 4 here. This is 4. How do I know? 1, 2, 3, 4. Because it's touching the horizontal bar. Yes, Misha. Or Mesha. Yes. So we have 4,000. How do I know? Because this is touching the horizontal bar. When it touches the horizontal bar, good job, Jada. No, yeah, 7, right? So then 7, right? We got 7. So we have 4,700 because we have 5, 6, 7. When we count it, all the top bead has a value of 5. Because we have a value of 5, it's 5, 6, 7. And then we have 6. How do I know? Because 5, 6. Again, the top bead is the 5. It doesn't matter what top bead, it's always going to be 5. And then we have 3. 1, 2, 3. And then there's a decimal. So we got 4,763 point, right? Because there's a decimal here. So ever blue is top. Yes, every blue is it's actually every top bead. Why? Because when we go to another abacus, and I'll show you, it will be the top bead. So this is 25. Yeah. So here is another one, but notice there's no color. Right, so notice it's exactly the same, just there's no color. But because there's no color, it functions the same. So we have the top bead is 5. So when we look, we do 4,763 and then 25. Yeah. So how do you know it's a decimal? I know it's a decimal because I chose this dot to be my ones place because Wait, you know that there's a decimal. Wait, how do you know that there's a decimal? Because I chose this to be my ones place. Just as we write, we have our ones. But with our ones, we have a decimal. Anytime. So if I move it this way, I choose this one to be my ones. That's all I did. If you wanted to, you could choose this one and then I'd just have to move everything over. So this would be my ones and then this would be my tens. And then all of this would be the decimal. Does that make sense? So it doesn't matter which one. I can even do it with this one. So if I said that this is my ones, then I just have my ones, tens, hundred, thousands, ten, so forth. And then I have my decimals, tenths, and then hundreds, and then thousands. Or if I decide to choose this one as my ones, then I just move everything over. And because my camera's not there. Okay, so I just move everything over. So this would be my ones, my tens, my hundreds, my thousands. What kind of problems would you solve with this? Arithmetic. So that would be adding, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Okay, but what about those long sideways ones with the kids? How does that work? Oh, those ones are with 10 beads, and those ones are working a little bit different because they have 10 beads. I don't have one. So I have to try to mimic one. So what it is, it'd be kind of the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it's kind of the same, but kind of not. In this abacus that I have, we actually do formulas, but in this kind of abacus with the 10 beads, you kind of just move them. So it's the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then that's about it. All right. Oh, you're so cool. Oh, thank you, Gabriella. You make math easy. I'm telling you, JP. Welcome back. Simple to use, easy to understand. Welcome back, JP. It's been a while. Okay, so the ones with the bees that go this way, you could do it. I don't teach this though, just so you know. Yeah, I mean that's all I know. I mean you can do like 5 and then 5. So but I don't teach this one. I just know that you can use it. I know some other people have been able to do multiplication on it, but I didn't choose to learn that. Thank you for the follow. Okay, so, so the difference between these two is just the color. Does it matter? No, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. But size does matter. Ha ha. Are you teaching? You're teaching me better than any of my teachers. Thank you, Jada. Size matters because this is 13 columns. Oh, that's not good. Okay. Why? Because it depends on how big your numbers get. If your numbers get really big, then I would suggest using this one, 13 columns. If not, then I would get the small one. But that's obviously with smaller numbers. I'm a senior and never taught this. I'm like senior, like you're 90 senior, or you're a senior like you're in high school senior. Sorry. Okay. How do you teach? Okay. So the cool thing about this is, see, I'm just joshing you. Oh, that's a very old term. I knew it. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to learn how to, you got to go. See you later, Nexus. I'll see you in my next live. Bro, you guys are so silly. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to understand how to add. When we learn to add, now if you notice, we're just going to be moving some simple beats. So we have 6, we have 5, we have 6, 5, 6, and then we have 2. So we have 2. We're only moving these 2 beats. The difference is Abacus focuses on, hello, just joining in. Abacus focuses on the add-in, right? We focus on the process, not the result. In school, we're always taught, you got to get an 8. And it's like, there's so many ways to get an 8. There's so many ways to get to a goal. But the idea is, how do you get to the goal? So the first thing we're going to do is understand when we're adding, we only want to focus on the specific number that we're adding to. Doesn't matter what it is. So this one specifically is adding only 2 thumb up. The idea is to show the different ways how to add a 2. So if I have 7, I'm going to add these 2 beads, right? I'm not going to worry that the answer is 9. right? Because the answer will always be different, because what we're doing is we're focusing on the added. We're focusing on the process. So here in this, Abacus does not memorize our doubles. We don't do 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. What we do is we move the beads to see that we're adding 4. Does that make sense? So when we look at it, this is 4. When the beads are touching this horizontal bar, we're counting it. So this is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. When we go to 5, this will always be 5, no matter what. The top bead will be 5. I don't say blue because when we have a different abacus like this, there's no blue. But we have a top bead. We don't have a blue bead. So this top bead works exactly the same as the colorful one. They just happen to be different colors. We're all the same, just different colors, right? So it's about the process. Exactly. It's all about the process. It's all about the journey. They say what? It's all about the journey, not the goal. And it's very true. Like, we go through the toughest journeys will be the best ones because we've gone through blood, sweat, and tears. Kind of the same thing with the abacus, but in, kind of, yeah. We can multiply in a little bit. Let me go into understanding how to do subtraction, and then we'll go into multiplying. All right. So we did the adding. So then we have the adding. Again, this is the plus 3. After we add the 3, then we do a plus 4. After we plus the 4, then we now have to learn how to take away. So notice here, again, I'm just going to take away the 1 bead. So if I have the 2, I have the 2, and I take away 1. Again, I'm only going to take away the 1 bead. Easy, right? Simple to use, easy to understand. So the idea here, even though it's simple, the idea is to see the beads move, because the more you see the beads move, the more it's easier it is to have it in your mind. Like, I kind of do like mental math. Like, if I look at a number, I can figure out what I needed to do and what I don't need to do. So I kind of do it, but I don't test it. Like, I don't test it. I guess that's what it is. So if you continue to test it, then you can be very good. Here is 6. I have 5, I have 6. And then here, I'm just going to take away the 1. I'm going to take away the 1. That's it. Bam. All right. So that is taking away. Again, we're looking at the add-in or the subtract head, right? And then we do the minus, and then there's the minus 3. And then again, after the plus 4, then we do plus 5. And then after 5, we do 6. And then after 6 is 7. It goes all the way to 9, right? Because after 9, it gets redundant. See how there's 10? 10 is the same as 1. You just happen to, are you her Jacob? What? So just, are you here, Jacob? Jacob is here. I did see Jacob. So, so if you notice, 1, but this 1 is the same. It just happens to be in a different column. So notice 2, right? And then this is 2, but this is 20. And then this is 30, and then this is 3. So that's kind of the same, right? It just matters on where your column is. Okay, come, so cool. Okay, we're okay? Are we okay? So that's about adding, that's about subtracting. Now, if you notice, when we subtract, it's the same thing. What am I doing? I'm going to subtract. So here, here, I'm going to subtract the 5. So what we're going to do is we're going to clear our abacus, and I'm going to do 7. So I have 7, I have 1, so I'm going to add my 1, and then I have minus 5, and I take away the 5. That's all I'm doing. I'm going to take away the 5. So my answer is 3. Easy? All right. So that's a little bit about adding. That's a little bit about subtracting. Are we ready for multiplication? Yeah? Okay. Okay. So the one thing about multiplication, just so you know, I don't memorize anything above 9. What does that mean? Anything above 9 times 9 is redundant, and then it's a waste of my time if I have to memorize. So the first thing we're going to do is, let's do this one. And, okay. So we don't memorize, where are we? We don't memorize our 2 times. We don't memorize anything above 12, anything above 9. Sorry, I had to think about that one. Okay, so here, we're going to do 28 times that by 7. Oh my God, that's so difficult. No, no, it's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? We're going to do, the first thing we need to do is we need to understand what age range is this for. You can start as young as 3. If your child, your student is mature, you could try 2. That's kind of pushing it. But I made the preschool one to try to get the 3, 4, and 5. Usually, other Abacus schools or other Abacus curriculum, they start at 5 and then go further on. But I wanted to get them younger, so that's why I created a preschool one. And then you're right, everybody should be learning, because I'm actually going to be making a introduction to Abacus for adults. So it's kind of along the lines with doing Sudoku. So it's like doing Sudoku, doing a word search, or doing crossword puzzles, and then I'm going to add in some Abacus for adults. Oh, so going back to the age range, I would have I have like activities to get them to understand how the beads and the numbers relate to each other. Wait, I can't. Yeah, Rob. Really? Okay. Okay, I didn't know that there was adults that were. I didn't think that you guys would be really interested. I was focusing on the small kids because I thought that's where it would be. So, okay, that would be like my priority is to continue on building books as along with doing my lives. But okay, that's fantastic to hear. Thank you, Rob, for letting me know. Is this similar to the thing they do with their fingers? Yeah, when they do this, some of them get really dramatic, and they're like, it's like really they don't need to be that dramatic. It's a lot of just like doing this. You could just do this all along. So, I love your energy. I hope this goes far. I hope so too, right? I actually just started, so we'll see how long I can do it. Lindley, I might need to get this preschool one. I'm 22. Hey, Dandelion, welcome. Hello. Okay, we're doing this. We're doing, shh, we gotta focus. We're gonna do multiplication. We're gonna do multiplication. Okay. So what are we gonna do? What we gotta do is we have to understand where we going to put. I practiced some hard addition today. Oh, fantastic. How did it go? Were you okay with it? Okay. So, and if you need help, let me know. Give me the question and we can do it together. The first thing we need to do in multiplication is we need to understand where our starting point is. Why? Because we need to know where to put our answers. So, to put our answers, we're just going to count our digits. That's all we're going to do. So we're going to count 1, 2, 3. So I see that I have 3. 1, 2, 3. I love my community. I thank you guys so much for joining and commenting and really supporting each other. I really do appreciate that. And it's a lot about just like being open to just being open to new things. So this is 3. So my starting point is 3. How do I know? Because I counted my digits. So I go 1, 2, 3. So here I added 3. After okay, so this is where I'm going to place my answer. So this, I don't know if anybody knows what new math is, but we're going to be doing some new math. Ooh, that's too high up. All right. New math. Here we go. So the first thing we're going to do is 7 times 2. Why? That's how Abacus does it. I'm telling you, new math is actually Abacus math. So 7 times 2. 7 times 2 is equal to 14. So we're going to add 1 and we add 4. Easy? Right. 3 is out. Oh, yeah, 3 is out of range. Yes, thank you. Okay, so in new math, they do 7 times 20. So you get 140. All right. One problem I did by hand, I kept trying it on the Abacus and didn't match, and the Abacus was right. Yeah. I'm telling you, the Abacus really helps. Okay, so I'm done with this too. So now I got to do 7 times 8. 7 times 8. 7 times 8. 56. So we add our 5, and then we add our 6. Thank you, Dandelion. Thank you, Rob. Yes, 56. Wait, I'm on the wrong column. Sorry, I need to do 3. Okay, sorry. 1, 2, 3. I did 1 and then 4. There we go. I had 50. I had 6. So there we go. So my answer is 196. But then if I did new math, I do 7 times 8 is equal to 56, and then I would have to write it all out. So the difference between new math and abacus math is that new math adds extra. It's just extra. Whereas abacus, we don't need to do extra. Yeah, I'll do another one. I'll do another one because I just messed up this one. But if you notice in abacus, we don't need to do extra, right? We don't need to say 140 because on the abacus, we do it already. So if that made sense. Okay, let's do another one because I really messed that one up. I'm looking for a question. That's what I'm doing. And I'm quiet for that. Okay, I got it. All right. So here's the question. Let's see. 24 times that by 8. All right. The child. Okay, got it. So what is our starting point? The abacus writes the answer itself. I love that. Right? I'm telling you. I was looking at that. I was like, why was this so easy? And it's because we don't need to do the extra. This is all extra where we have to line it up and then we add it. You do it on the abacus. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to understand where our starting point is. 1, 2, 3. So our starting point is 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. JP, do you have an abacus or not? Am I waiting for you? What are we doing? Are we doing this together? Right? So we have 3. Now what do we do? Yeah, okay, good. So what do? We do 8 times 2. Right? 8 times 2. 1, 2, 3. 8 times 2. 2 times 8 is equal to 16. So we have our 1. And then we add our 6. Can you explain the abacus, please? Sorry, new here. Oh, hey, Tabitha. Yeah, hold on just a minute. Let me finish my multiplication and we will go into how to read the abacus. Yeah, if you could just hold on for a little bit. So the next one we're going to do is 8 times 4. 8 times 4. 8 times 4 is equal to 32. So what do? We add 30. We add 2. Yeah. Hey, Riley. Okay, Tabitha. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to understand how to read the abacus. So to understand how to read the abacus, we have our 1, 2. These beads that are touching are being counted. So when we look, my answer is 192. So how do I get that? Well, this is my ones place, and my ones place has 2. So I have 1, 2. All the lower beads of this horizontal bar is considered, has the value of 1. All the top beads has a value of 5. So if you look, this is 5, and it's touching the horizontal bar. So this is 9. How do I know? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now, we know how to count, right? We have 2 and we have 1. So we have 1, we have 2, this is 3, right? 1, 2, 3. This is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. The difference is the columns are different. The columns is the ones place. So this one, because I have a dot here, is my ones. So of my ones, my tens, my hundreds, my thousands, and my 10,000. Does that make sense, Tabitha? So we are understanding how to, thank you guys so much for liking the live. So understanding how to read it is one of the first things. Wow, yes. Yeah. Thank you, Jordan. Thank you. I see a little chickie inside the little, and I don't know how to, okay, great. So I see an icon, but I don't know how to emoji, but I don't know how to call your name. I always want to learn this thing so much. Not a problem. Not a problem. So the first thing we're going to do is understand how to read it. When we understand how to read it, then we can go into adding, subtraction, multiplication, and division. So when we do this, right? We have 10,000. No, we have 8,000 and 0. So this still counts the 0. Just like when we write. That's not different. So just like as we write 8, oh, maybe I get a different one. So we have 8, right? That's 8. This is 0. We still need to remember there's a 0, but there's going to be a comma because this is our thousands. So then we have 1, 9, 2. So what happens to these two? These two is my decimals. Sorry, I had a little brain fart. That my decimals. So notice my decimals happens between, okay, my decimals happens between the ones and the tenths. So when I look at it, it'll be 2, right? And then there's the decimal, and then I could do 54. So 0.54. Ah, I love the abacus. So do I. Duckfoot93. Daiso is in if you have one. Yeah, Daiso. Hello. I'm new here. I'm excited to learn this because I have no idea how to work this. Hello, Pookykins. I'm Angel. Nice to meet you. Oh, Angel. Nice to meet you, Angel. Sorry, I was looking. I get so focused on writing. I don't know the. Okay, so where can I buy the book and the abacus? Well, the book. Oh, not this book. My book. If you're looking for my book, you can find my name. My name is like, who is it? Like Eminem. That was such an old song. Oh, I just dated myself. This is available on Amazon. So this one is available on Amazon. If it depending on if you're looking for preschools. I'm still in the process of making my other ones to be like for older. But it's still not, because I just started doing this and now there's more interest. So, okay, I'm getting the hang of it. I always wanted to learn something new every day. Thank you. Yeah, not a problem. Thank you. So, you can't go higher than 99. Not for this one, but as Jacob would know, size matters. So this one is 13. This one I got from Daiso. You can get the abacus from Daiso, or you can get it from Amazon, or you can buy it from my website. I have it on my website. You can look in my link in my bio. I sell this one specifically. I don't sell the other ones. Daiso has this one for what? Less than $4, and that includes tax. This is 13. I would start with this one as an older person. I would start with a 13 just because it's more versatile and there's more digits and columns. So, can I go higher? Yeah, I can go higher because now I can go trillions. Yeah, larger abacus. Yeah. And so, I mean, if you really want to do it, you can get the 23 column one. And this one is kind of cool because it has a reset button. So if you were a little lazy, you can have a reset button. But I think the 23 column is a little bit overkill it really does depend on what you want to do. My thought process that I just wanted the kids to learn how to be stronger in math. I'm not talking about, go to abacus competition and be the best you can be. That's a lot of stress. And some of those kids are super fast, but they practice like hours on end. It's like practicing the piano and then going to a concert, right? Like it's pretty hectic over there. Hey, RS, welcome back. So, okay, we did a little bit of adding. So let's do a little review. When we count, we do 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we have 5. All the top beats has a 5. So, hi. Okay. How long does it take to usually get the hang of it? There's competition for it? Yeah, there's competitions for it. It's quite popular, but it's outside of America, I believe. How long did it take me to get used to it? Well, it probably took me a few months because there's formulas that we need to memorize and there's steps you need to understand and then to really go in. I mean, I've been teaching abacus for 20 plus years. I have 3 boys and they've all gone through abacus. So I do believe abacus is the greatest thing next to sliced bread and the greatest thing next to Betty White. I think everybody and their grandmother should learn it just because it brings some mental gymnastics, some brain gymnastics, just like Sudoku, crossword puzzles, and word searches. Would you do this daily, or is this more improving math skills? It depends on what your goal is. Do I do it daily? I do, because I'm trying to run a business, right? I do it daily because I have students, I have classes, and I have students, and I build worksheets. I do it daily, and I try to think of ways how to make it more mainstream. How are you? I'm a little tired. Thank you. But I'm happy. I'm happy that I have a really great community, that people that do come in. I'm really happy that everybody's open to like learning more about the abacus. How much are your classes? I have online on-demand classes for $20, but it includes all of the worksheets and pre-recorded videos, and they're usually for children. They're for children. They're not. They weren't for. I mean, I didn't think that adults would want it. So, I mean, if there's more, then I would do. But they're all pre-recorded, and then I do live sessions, or I do pre-record. I do live sessions on YouTube to answer any questions. You're my kind of people if you love Betty White. Yeah, right? Betty White's so awesome. Oh, I love her. When she passed away, I was like, oh, but she lived a really good life. Whew. Okay. Yeah, so it really does depend on your math skills. Like, I probably do it, and, I'm building worksheets, so I do it on a daily basis, because my YouTube is in my bio. It's called Miss Lynette. Will you do one of my? Yes, I will do one of your problems. Let me know, Dandelion. Let me know what it is, and we can do. Well, let's work on it. Let's workshop it. But yeah, I mean, I'm still in the process of working through all of the worksheets. The difference is, I was focusing on bringing activities to my worksheets. So you still learn like the basics and the fundamentals, but then what I do is I bring in like interactivity, and I make sure that and the questions are very specific to the formulas. So I want it to be specific, and that's why it's taking a little bit, because I got to curate all the questions. And so then I have the +5, and then I have a +10s, and those are the two formulas that you need to memorize no matter what. Are your classes for a certain age group? My friend has young kids, and I recommended this to her. Oh yeah, so my classes, I mean, I have pre-recorded classes, and I go through all of my worksheets, and I kind of gear it towards probably 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Probably about 7. I think 8 would be pushing it, because then you can just go through the workbook. I'm still trying to build out my whole curriculum. I have another set of curriculum, but the reason why I'm really excited for this is because I wanted to make it more interactive. And so here I have like cutting and pasting. I have like a little, spinning game. And then I have like this is the regular questions, the setup. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is 25 questions. And all the other abacus books, like in Amazon or whatever, they're all like this. Whereas I added some interactivity. I added like this little spinny thing. You have like a paper clip, and you do this, and then this one is a puzzle. So you have to answer the question and then find the answer on the puzzle, cut it, and so forth. So thoughtful. Oh, thank you, Rob. Yeah, I'm a little nervous making the adult one, because I'm not sure, because that wasn't a clientele that I thought would be. So do you think you would make? Yes, I do plan on making an adult version. No hate, but I'm all for learning. Yeah, I didn't realize there was such a support for the adult version. But I do plan on making it. I'm just not. I'm not sure how I would set it up. Like, I don't know if you would appreciate the puzzles, right? Like, I like the mazes. I think that's kind of cool. But like, I don't know if I would do like hidden word. But I think I might do like maybe more of the mazes, and it'd just be a bunch of that, because doing this, it gets really boring. You know what I mean? So I see your question, Dandelion. If you've seen, yeah, I've seen, yeah, right. If you've seen those coloring books, yeah, Right? So I was trying to be all like whatever. I think like I would learn the kid version and move on to that version once I get a hang of it. You know, once you get the hang of it on the kids version, the adult version, it would be more advanced. So I try to make a coloring book one. It's just an abacus one, and it's just, you know, trying to be creative. But yeah, this is my coloring book for abacus. So, all right. Cutting up the puzzle sounds so much fun. Yeah, that's what I'm okay. I'm not sure. I don't know. I think I'd probably stick with more of the mazes. All right. So, Dandelion had a question. It was 104. Nice. It's very nice. I need everything. Yeah. You guys are pretty awesome. Like very open. This is like I was watching this one TikToker and he was so moved and he like had 1 million followers and he was so moved and you know, we all go through life in little silos and until we got to the internet, we are not alone anymore and I'm so happy about it. I feel like I'm not alone anymore because like, you know, the Facebook and the Instagram, you know, it's fine, but I don't get the same conversations as I do here and I really appreciate everybody that's here. Just hands down. Just please understand that I'm very grateful having this sort of conversation just because I'm able to have epiphanies. And that was the thing, like simple to use, easy to understand. I would have never thought of that. All right. So, thank you so much for your content. Yeah, no, thank you for being here. I appreciate it all. Okay. So, Dandelion had a question. We're going to do 104. We do 104. Not a problem, right? So then we do 98. Well, this is going to be a problem. Why? Because now we're going to do a two-step. How do I know? Because I have the 9, right? We did the 9. Now we got to do the 8. When we do the 8, how do we do it? Plus the 8, this is where we have to understand our formulas. Plus the 8 is equal to plus the 10 minus the 2. This is something we have to memorize. So we do this, we understand, we know that we have the minus the 2 and we plus the 10. What are your thoughts? Thought you were supposed to count the digits first. We're adding. So we don't need to count the digits when we're adding. Just like we don't need to count the digits when we're subtracting. We don't even need to line it up. Yeah, because in Abacus we do the numbers as a whole. So when we were counting the digits, that was for multiplication and that's for division as well. So we're back to here. We want to plus the 10. We take away the 2, we plus the 10. Plussing the 10 just means that we go to the next column over. But notice I don't have any beads to add the 1. What is another way to add the 1? 1 is equal to plus the 10 minus the 9. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to substitute this equation into here. So when I rewrite it, it would be plus 10 minus 9 minus 2. So when I line it up, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to add the 10 to my hundreds. I'm going to take away the 9 in my tens. And I'm going to take away the 2 in my ones. What did I just do? I just added this. That's what I did. That's the only thing I did. So my next question is 36. So I add 30 and then I add 6. 5 and then 6. And I put it together. So my answer is, what is my answer? Anybody know what my answer is? What is my answer? Rob says 238. Yes, exactly. That's what it is. Yes, Kaylee. Right? Yes, Jocelyn. Yes, 238. Did that make sense, Dandelion? That's what I did. Yes, that's what. Okay, great. Hey, Robert, welcome back. You guys should be all asleep. It's already midnight math. Okay. Right? Makes sense? Okay, good. Yeah. See, the thing is now it's the two-step. The two-step is it's the two-step that, you know, puts a little bit of not a monkey wrench, but that's really where you solidify your formulas. Yeah. Thank you for the follow. Hello, Robert. Right. Yeah? Are we okay? So, in my head, I did 100 minus 2. Ah, in my head I did, no, because no, because you could, but the problem with that is it gets confusing after a while. Yeah, I think it would get confusing. 100 minus what? Can you explain the problem with only one step? The two steps seems too advanced for me. Yeah, Jocelyn, I'll do that. This tool seems like it would work for some people. The tool not really making sense to me. That's only because you just came in. Taylor. All right. So let's figure this out first. The first thing we're gonna do, yeah. So Jocelyn, you're absolutely right. This is advanced because it's now 2-step, right? So what we can do is the first thing we're gonna do, Taylor, is we're gonna count 1, 2, 3, 4. Because we do 4, it's only touching this horizontal bar. This horizontal bar is counting these beads. These ones are all 0. So when we count, this is 5. The top bead will always be 5 no matter what. So when we have 6, we do 6, 7, 8, and then 9. And then I have to remember this is 10. Same thing. So how do I know I'm over here? This is 10. Why? Because this is my ones place. My ones has the decimal, not the decimal. My ones has this indicator. This indicator tells me that this is the ones place. You can choose this one or that one. It doesn't matter. But you need to choose one. So here I have my 10. So 1 and 0, 2 and 0, 3 and 0, 4, right? 40 or 45, 46, 47, 48, 49. So that's how we count it on the abacus. So again, if we have 49, this would be 249. This would be 5,249. So that's what counting on the abacus is. Okay, so Jocelyn, let me find a question that will... Okay, so Taylor, did that make sense? And if it's too difficult, let me know. 1, 2, yeah. I can continue on. We could do, okay, so let's do, what's this number? So this number, what number is that? Whoa, I'm not done. Okay, there. What number is that? And while you guys figure out what number this is, I'm going to look for a question. Looking for questions. And then it's be quiet. And I'm not used to quiet. Okay, got it. Right. Yeah. Ooh. Kaylee, almost. Jocelyn, yes. See, Taylor, I'm telling you. Simple to use, easy to understand. Right? Ooh, Yumi. No. Yumi, this is 5. This is 6. This is 7. So we have 5, 6, 7. 3 would look like this. This is what 3 would look like with not the top bead, but there's a top bead. So it's 5, 6, 7, and then this is 9. And then after 9, Kaylee. So 9, and then 1, and then 4. Yeah? See, Taylor? I told you. Simple to use, easy to understand. Hey, Gardner. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Okay, so we're good. So here is a question. I can't see that one. Okay, got it. 73 plus 25. Okay, let's do that. Let's see this. So we add 70. We add 3. Easy. Oh. No, it's good. This is good. And then what do? We add 20. Do we have enough to add 20? Yes. So all we got to do is add 20 and then add the 5. Is there enough? Yeah, there's enough to add the 5. So I just bring that down. And so I just need to... Can you do more than sums and differences? Yeah, you could do multiplication and division. 98. Yeah? Okay, yeah. So this is easy because it's simple, meaning that we didn't need to use a formula. Yes. See, Taylor? I told you. Taylor's smart. I'm telling... Audrey, did you finish? I can't believe you finished. Audrey, go to bed already, man. Okay, so 98. Yes, 98. So what are we going to do? This stream is sponsored by Sharpie and the number 5. and then number 10. All right, let's do... Okay, here, we're going to... You know what? You know what? I will take your number 5, and we're going to do it. We're going to do it. So this is the question. 47 plus 12 minus 51. Okay? Okay. So what are we going to do? We're going to add 47. Then what do? We add 20, we add 12. 1 and 2. Okay, this is a formula that we need to memorize. We need to memorize. In school, we are taught 1 plus 4 is equal to 5. Now this is great, or 4 plus 1 is equal to 5. And I said that backwards, but you know what I mean. So the difference between this is school just does that no matter what. I just joined. Hi, Aria. So if we add 8, will it always be minus 2, the same two formulas? Yes, if we add the 8. I need to go to bed, but I never had this explained. Oh, okay. I need to go to bed, but I've never had this explained. Oh, 8. We're not doing 8. We're doing the 1. We're doing the 1. We're doing 1. So when we add the 1, notice I don't have enough beads to add the 1. So what do? I'm going to utilize this. I'm going to utilize this concept of the 4 and the 1 is equal to 5. Why? No, the answer is 8. Oh, I see. Right. Okay. But to go through it, what I want to do is I'm going to isolate this variable. So this 1, to get to this 1, how do I do it on the abacus? I'm going to take this 4 and move it to this side. So what is going to happen is I'm going to rewrite it. I do 1 is equal to plus 5 minus 4. So what happens? I want to add the 5 and I take away the 4. Take away the 4. And then I want to add 2. 2, is there enough? Yes. So I'm just going to add the 2. Now I take away 1. I'm sorry, take away 5. And I take away 1. And Taylor's right. No, the answer, yeah, you're absolutely right. It is 8. So that's, but doing this way, I'm introducing how to do it on the abacus. On the abacus, there's a set of formulas that we have to understand. One set is the plus 5, which is what Dial said. See, and Taylor came in saying that he didn't know anything. It's too complicated. Focus on the process, not the answer. You're absolutely right. Is there a reason you're always starting in the middle? The reason why is because I have this indicator. This indicator is my 1s. That's it. If I had another indicator like this one, I would start it in the middle. So this is my 13 column 1, and I'd start in the middle. You could start anywhere, but I would always use a indicator to start at the 1s. Yeah. It's all about the detail. And so, I mean, if you wanted to, you could start on this one. That's not a problem either. And then sometimes I use this one and people get a little bit confused because I jump around. But I jump around because it depends on where my camera is. So, okay. So is this just used for... No, this is also used for multiplication and division. But just for right now, we're doing addition and subtraction. Ah, Audrey, thank you so much for the rose. So right now, we're only doing subtraction and addition just because I want to get everybody up to speed. But usually, depending on how quickly everybody comes along, we do multiplication and division. So you can do multiplication and division on the abacus. Yeah. Okay. So, Aria, to just learn how to count, we do 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we have 5. This is the top bead will always be 5. Now, it doesn't matter if it doesn't matter what color it is, what matters is the location. So, because I have this one, this is also 5. So, this is 5, and this is 5. This is 5. So, if you look, we have 6, 7, 8, 9. It just happens to be that this has one color and then this one is multicolor. So this is 6, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10 would be over here. So just as we have, just like we have our place values, tens, thousands, hundreds, 10,000, and so forth, that'd be the same thing. Ones, tens, hundred, thousands, 10,000s. And then my decimal would be right here between the ones and the tenths. And then this is my 10 and this is my hundreds. Multiplication is easier than addition at the moment. It is because I did not use questions with formulas. But it's always really good to get your formulas straight. So that's why it was easy. That's why it was easy, because there was no formulas. You just added it. So that's why there's a difference between simple, adding the 5, which is one of these, right? When we plus the 1, we want to plus the 5 minus the 4. If we did 2, it's plus the 5 minus 3. If we did 3, it's plus the 5 minus 2. And then the final one is plus the 4 is equal to plus the 5 minus 1. There's also another set, which is the minus, if I can find it. There's a minus one, and it's just the opposite of this. That's all it is. And I don't know where it is. Okay, that's okay. We understand. I'll mentally think it. But then, okay. So, but because there's a plus, there's also a tens. So this one is plus the tens. This one is 9 is equal to plus the 10 minus the 1. Is this part of your book series? No. It will be. I didn't think about it. I mean, this thing is like 15 years old. So I forgot about it, and then I found it and I'm like, "Oh, I could use it again." Could this work for 8th grade math? If it's only adding, subtraction, multiplication, division, and you can also do decimals. How often do you go live? I go live pretty often, maybe twice or 3 times. It just depends. You have a +5 book and yes, I do have a +5 book and I do have a +10 book. I'm working on the introduction for kids that are 5, 6, 7. And then I'm going to work on the -5s, and then I got to work on the -10s, and then after that I have to work on the adult version. And then after the adult version, I'm going to go back into doing the multi-step, and then I got to do multiplication. And then after the multiplication there's division. And then after division, then it's just more complicated. And then after that it does get more complicated. But yeah, I mean, I do have it all planned out. It's just taking the time and going through it, really. Okay. So the answer here is 8. Yeah. If you want some Sharpies, you can go to my TikTok shop and I'll get an affiliate link. Anyways, I do like Sharpies because I like it being bold and stuff. Can we see an example of multiplying? Yeah. So we did some multiplying. Let's do some more multiplying. I'm glad I just joined. Super cool. I'm going to bed because it's... Yeah, see? 2 a.m. You guys, you're midnight mathing. You guys are so silly, midnight mathing. Yeah. I'll see you in my next live if you want to, and then we'll talk. Okay. Can we do an example? Okay, let's do it. Here, you know what? We know a little bit about the +5s. So let's go to the next step over. So let's do this one. Excuse me. 27 times that by 6. I'm in California, so it's only 11:45 right now. Okay. So this is where Kaylee, this is where we're doing it. Definitely going to fall asleep on this one. So this is because we're doing multiplication. This is where we figure out our figure out our digits. 1, 2, 3. This will be good. So 1, 2, 3. We're going to start here because this is where I'm going to add it. What's going to happen is you do 6 times 2. 6 times 2. 6 times 2 is... 6 times 2 is 12. 6 times 2 is 12. So I'm going to add my 1. I'm going to add my 2. Not a problem. Easy, right? So then what's next? 6 times 7. 7 times 6 is 42. So now I add 4. Oh, I'm back. I'm crooked. I'm gonna add 4. I'm gonna add the 2. I add the 4. See, now I have to figure out. I don't have enough beats to add the 4. This is why we do adding and subtraction first, because we need to figure out how to add the 4. How do we add the 4? That's my little handy thing. So plus 4 is equal to plus the 5 minus 1. So I'm going to plus the 5. I'm going to take away the 1. And then I'm going to add my 2 because it's 42. So my answer is 162. So that is multiplication. Yeah. Yeah. So there's some steps, but that's it. I mean, that's pretty much it. Multiplication is easy. It just gets more unruly depending on how big it is. The bigger it is, the bigger it is, the more complex it gets, right? But then that's why you got to really pay attention to where your fingers go to which column. So we can do another one. Let's do another one. We could do, you know what? We'll do 2 digits. We'll take this one and make it 2 digits, right? So we do 27. Let's do 27. Same thing. 27 times 63. Easy, right? So again, we're going to count our digits. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to do 6 times 2. We did that. 12. 1, 2. And then 6 times 7 is 43. So we add 4, right? Plus the 5 minus 1. And then we add 3. So now I'm done with the 6. What do I do now? Well, I need to recount my digits. 1, 2, 3. So I count 1, 2, 3. I do 3 times 2 is equal to 6. 6 is a single digit. So because 6 is a single digit, I go back one column and I add my 6. That's it. And then 3 times 7 is 21. 3 times 7 is equal to 21. So I add my 2, I add my 1, I add my 2. We kind of remember this. We cannot add a 5. So another way to add the 2 is plus the 10 minus 8. So I'm going to plus the 10 and I'm going to take away the 8. Take away the 8. And then I add my 1. Just like that. I see how it gets a little confusing now. Yeah, it gets a little confusing if you're not solid in your formulas. And it gets worse when there's two-step equations, right? So that's why doing multiplication, that's why the multiplication seems a little bit easy, because we're not doing the addition side. So our answer is here. Our answer is 1,711. Yeah. Can you also do plus 5 minus 3? Yeah. So if I had 4, and then I want to plus the 2, so what do? Plus the 2 is plus the 5 minus 3, because I want to plus the 2. So it's plus the 5 minus 3. So plus the 5 minus the 3. And my answer is 6. So, yeah. Is it 100? Yeah, that's probably it. I probably like messed up a little bit. Sorry. Yeah. So if we did, so let's do it. We did 12, right? We did 12. We did 42. And then 1, 2, 3. We did 6. And then we did 21. Oh, that's what it is. It's because I had the 9. That's what it is. 21. That's what it is. Yep, you're right. You're absolutely right. Thank you for the correction. But that's what it is. Because I had 9, and it's probably because I moved my abacus, but it was supposed to be 8. And then take away the 8. So yeah, makes sense. Thank you. Thank you for the follow. So yeah, going back to this, it gets more complicated depending on the adding and subtraction. Whew. All right. Anybody have questions? So I mean, going back, we need to really understand how to do our plus fives. This is the fundamental of understanding addition and subtraction. Wow, there's still 44 people here. You guys are all enjoying how to math in the middle of the night. So, I mean, and that was the reason why I did this, which is interesting. Like, I did this for my kid, because he had problems with understanding like why we used it, and he thought he was cheating. And I was like, no, it's just one of those things to help him, understand and stuff. It also seems complicated because you don't have to neatly put the numbers in a row. Yeah, that's true. I love it. Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing is like as long as you track it on the abacus, then you're good. But the biggest thing is you have to make sure that you track it on the abacus and you don't move the abacus, because if you move the abacus, your answer might get messed up, and which is what happened to me just now. So, all right, we can do. Do you want to do another one? We can do another one. We could do another simple one. It would be a times table. So we could do another multiplication times. But that's what I'm saying, right? That like it takes time to curate all the numbers, because I'm not just going to give you numbers just to give you numbers. I'm going to give you numbers that's specific. So I'm also in the process of categorizing all of the questions. Yeah. Okay. So here's another one. We have 28 times that by 2. So tell me, where's my starting point? Where is my starting point? NA just joined. Not applicable. 3 digits. Yes, yes. Right? Okay, so we did it. 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, so I'm going to put my finger here. 2 times 2 is equal to 4. So I'm going to add 4, but 4 is a single digit. So I actually move back one column. I'm going to add the 4 here. Why? Because it's a single digit, so that's one of the rules. If it's a single digit, I go back. So I'm going to add the 4. Then the next one is 2 times 8. 2 times 8 is 16. I'm just picking random numbers today. It was hard. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's really difficult to pick random numbers if you're not solid in it. Lynette, do you ever go to sleep? You do. I take naps in between, Kim. Welcome back. Okay, sorry. I'm doing 16. So add the 1, and then I add the 6. I add the 1. How do I add the 1? Well, remember, 1 is equal to plus 5 minus 4. If I had my did I put it here? Okay, sorry. I'm not going to put it there. Okay, so we're going to add plus the 5, take away the 4, and then plus 6. So my answer is 56. Yes, thank you. Melly, look for the indicator to have one placeholder, then count it over. Yes. Quick question. Where do you... Oh, yeah. So here, when we count it, the first thing we need to do is we need to find our starting point. 1, 2, 3. We're going to... Because this is multiplication, we need to count our digits. And so when we count it, this is 3. 1, 2, 3. So when we do it, we want to use this one as my ones. So we count 1, 2, 3. So then I start going into 2 times 4. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 is a single digit, and I go 4. And then I have 2 times 8 is 16. I add my 1. So plus the 5 minus 4, and then plus the 6. Yeah. Yeah, we could do division. Are we ready for division? Because divisions... Oh, here it is. Divisions are a little bit... Takes a little bit. Okay, are we ready? Okay, Verdugo Chris. Are we ready for division? Okay, is there a specific rule for each problem, or is it just whatever pops up first. No, there's specific rules. I'm ready. Okay, let's do 3 digits first. Okay, let's do 3-digit multiplication first. You mean there is specific questions I would curate before just going into whatever. So these questions that I'm doing are very specific to not confuse too many because I know you guys are all beginners. If I started going just like any question, then it could be really complicated really quick. Oh, 3 digits. So, but yeah, it's a lot about, and that's the thing, and that's why it would take me a little bit because I have to curate all of the questions. Because I'm not going to just give you some random questions. Just like, you know what? Just like just like in addition, right? Where's my book? So just like addition, you start off with understanding how to do it simply. So we do simple adding and subtracting. And then after that, then we go to the next one, which is this one. And after we finish this one and we understand it, then we go into plus tens. And then we understand that, then we go into multiplication and division. But we're all adults, so we think we can do everything. But I started, learning it slow because, I wanted to be able to teach it well. And I've been teaching for 20 plus years now. Okay, so let's do this one. I enjoy math. Yeah, you know what? I enjoy abacus math. I find it very interesting how everything just kind of falls into place. I'm still trying to figure out if there's a pattern to the multiplication, but I don't deal with multiplication as often. Okay, so we have 582 times that by 6. I actually, can you show the chart? This chart is for addition and subtraction. So this is my addition table. And then this is my subtraction table. So let's go to the addition table because it's usually easier to talk about. In preschool, in the preschool book, this is the simple. So what does that mean is there enough beads to add? So if I did this one, 1 plus 8, so I do 1, and then is there enough to add the 8? Yes. So all I got to do is add the 8. The next thing we did was we did the plus 5s. So this is what we did with the how to make a 5. That is what we were doing with these, right? And so what it is like we don't learn our doubles. What we learn is how do we do the add-ins. So with the add-in, there's 4 questions we can use to add 4. And that's when we can do plus the 4 is equal to plus the 5 minus 1. So if I did 3 and I want to add 4, because that's the question, if I add the 4, there's not enough to add the 4. So what do? When I add the 4, I got to do plus the 5 minus the 1. So I plus the 5 minus the 1. And this is a number pattern. If you notice, this is a pattern that you will see often. And it will become second nature, really. And then you can actually see the numbers for what it is because you'll be doing it through the abacus way. And then after that is plus tens. So if you notice, when you do 9 plus 1, there's only one question. But 9 has a lot. So what does that mean? Well, if I add 3, there's not enough beads to add 9. So what do? I want to add 9. So to add the 9, I need to plus the 10 minus the 1. So I'm going to plus the 10 and then take away the 1, plus the 10. But notice when I add the 9, this is a pattern. This will always be a pattern. It just depends on what the other beads are. Yeah. So that's what the chart is, what Dandelion was asking. And then there's that's the plus, this is the minus. So the minus is the same concept. It's just the number, obviously the numbers are different because you were taking away. You cannot take away, you cannot have a negative number, not in abacus. You would have to do it in your head, or you have to keep the signs in your head. I haven't tried. Yeah. So then there's this one, which is also the minus tens. And it's the same thing. If you add the 5, we can take away the 5, right? And then that's again with this. This is another plus 5 formula. But this right here is a 2-step. So we just did that. Oh, so here, this is a 2-step. That means that, they feed into each other. So that's what that is. Did that make sense, Dandelion? So what are we going to do here is we're going to find our starting point. What is our starting point? Our starting point is 1, 2, 3, 4. So we start here. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to start here. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to do 6 times 5. 6 times 5 is equal to 30. So we're going to add 30. Add 3, and do not forget the 0. There's a 0 here, so you got to move your finger. So then 6 times 8. 6 times 8 is 48. So I add my 40, and then I add my 8. And then 6 times 2 is equal to 12. So I add my 1, and I add my 2. And that's it. That was easy. That was really not, I didn't even know that was going to be, that was considered simple because we had enough beads and we didn't need to worry about formulas. So that's the difference between the numbers. And you have to be careful with the numbers. So, but it goes back to curating the numbers and curating the questions. Yes, so the answer is 3,492. Yes. How do you do 6 times 8 without doing it on the abacus? That's a math fact you have to memorize. The only way to do 6 times 8 is if you did 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plus 6 plus 6. You could do that, or you could do the other side, but that's a math fact you have to know. Abacus just keeps track of it. You would have to do the calculations. Hold, please. Okay. So I've been on for a little bit. Yeah. Did that make sense? Yeah. Okay. So we did, okay, we were going to do division. Are we ready for division, or do we want to do more multiplication? Just me. 07 just followed me. Thank you for the follow. Wow, there's still 30. Wow, 21K. Wow, I'm so surprised. Wow, 34 people. There's still 34 people here. One division before bed. Okay. One division before bed. Okay. Are we ready for division? Are we ready? Are we ready for division? Okay. Okay, we'll do this one. This one will be easy. Why will it be easy? Because the numbers are small. Numbers are small is nice. So what we're going to do is we're going to 3 divided by 288. For multiplication, we're ready, coach. Ha 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 ha. Kim, you're so funny. So for multiplication, is it just the right side multiplying the left? Yes. Yes. So when we do, let's say we do 2 digits, we did 3, right? We would still do this, and then we do this. So it'd be 3 times 5, 3 times 8, 3 times 2. Yes, you're absolutely right. It would still be that. You could do it the other way, but then it'd be backwards. Okay. So here is, again, what we need to do is we need to find our starting point. To find our starting point, multiplication, we added our digits. Don't forget to track the placeholder when multiplying. Yes, don't forget to add them. Yeah, don't forget to track the, yes. So in multiplication, we add our digits. Now we're going to subtract our digits. So we have a divisor and we have our dividend. And I have my little labels because I got tired of writing. So we have our divisor and our dividend. Why? Because we need to keep track, and what we do is we do a lot of comparing. To do the comparison, we need to keep track of what we're doing. Division still. So yeah, I'm still working with it. I'm still workshopping like how I would explain this. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to find our starting point. To find our starting point, we need to take away the dividend from the divisor. So we have 3 dividend. We have 3 digits in the dividend and 1 digit in the divisor. So that means it's 3 take away 1 is equal to 2. So our answer will be in column 2. This is where our answer will sit. Now I'm going to put my dividend over here to keep track, because the dividend on the abacus will help me, and then we will start to subtract on the abacus. Then we won't need to write it out, but I will write it out because it makes sense for those people trying to keep up. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to compare who is bigger. We are comparing. This is different than mainstream math because they don't compare. I don't know why. We should be comparing, because then it would be easier instead of saying, well, 3 cannot go into 2, right? So that means our divisor is 3. Our dividend is 2. I only want to compare one digit. I don't want to overcomplicate it. Abacus makes manageable chunks, right? Abacus makes it manageable chunks. So what am I trying to do? I'm trying to compare just the digits. I have the 3, so the 3 is bigger. Because the 3 is bigger, I now know I have to use 2 digits. So when I figure out what the answer is, my question would be 3 times what is equal to 28 or less? The reason why I want to say or less, because we want to be able to take away closest to this. There we go. So we want to be as close as this as possible. So it's 3 times 9 is equal to 27. So I'm going to put the 9 here. I'm going to put my 9 here. And I take away 20. I take away 20. And I take away 7. See, I do it on the abacus already. So it doesn't matter that I write here. This is just for demonstration. I wouldn't do this. So now I have 1. Again, I'm only going to compare the 1 digit. I'm not going to compare anything else. So what do? I compare 3 to 1. Who is bigger? 3 or 1? My 3 is bigger. So what does that mean? That means I got to bring down this 8. So I get 18. Because I'm using 2 digits now. My question, it has to have 2 digits. So it's 3 times what is equal to 18 or less? Is this the gang sign lessons? Almost. Not quite there yet, but this is what they do. So they have this in their head. So my answer is 6. So I put 6 here as my answer, and I take away 18. Take away 1, and then take away 8. So then my answer is yes. Oh, funny. I didn't get to see your answer until just now when you replied yourself, Audrey. Yeah, I don't know why that does that. So my answer is 96. So my answer is 96. Yeah. Verdugo Chris. Yeah. Mordecai. That's funny. Yeah, you're absolutely right. This is where when you start, this is the beginning parts of gang signs. Okay. Does that make sense? Yeah. But see, we have to take it slow, and then doing it this way is long division, and then there's the new math way, which I don't know how they do new math in division yet, but in abacus, because we do subtraction on the abacus, we don't need to do this stuff. That's why we always talk about the one column. We compare the one column, the one digit. I'm getting it. Yeah, right? I've never understood how to apply the abacus before. Yeah, For sure. That's what I'm saying. It's simple to use and easy to understand. It's supposed to zero out. These questions that I provide usually zero out. If you have other questions, they might not zero out. That's why you have to be careful with the questions. Yeah. Thank you so much for liking my live. Wow, 22. There's still 35 people in this room. Whoa. Yeah. So the idea is to try to find questions that zeroes out. That makes it easier. Hey, Daisy. But then if it doesn't, then you start getting to decimals, and I don't know when you stop. You just stop when you get tired. How do you do a remainder? Same thing. So if we did a remainder, you would just have an R. So if we had what? Oh, like this. If we change this, right? So we did 3, 7, 8. So it would still be 9. It'd still be 9 because we had to 2, 7, and then 8. Oops, 7. So we take away this, right? So then the question is who is bigger, the 8 or the 3? The 3 or the 8? The 8 is bigger. If it's bigger, then the formula, the rule is we skip one column. We skip this column. We go here. And then we have to find 3 times what is equal to 8 or less. 3 times 2, right? 3 times 2 is equal to 8. So we take away. So then you're left with 20. So now we have more remainders. So you just say R. 2. So it'd be 92 with 2 remainders. Yeah. Anyone who hasn't said anything, feel free to ask. Yeah. You're so smart. That's what's driving me nuts. I've been watching daily all week. Kim, you'll get it more and more you see it. You just have to practice on your own. Yeah. It's also keeping track, right? It's also like, how do we do it in school? So if you can do long division in school, it's just translating it to the abacus. But the thing is what's the thing? The thing is keep reading the abacus. The other thing is we're jumping ahead to division, right? And ideally, you start with the adding and subtraction. And then after you do adding and subtraction, then we go into multiplication. After multiplication, then you do division. So, Dandelion, just so you know, usually we don't jump this far ahead so quickly. I'm just letting you know. Like, I didn't do division until probably a year into understanding abacus. Yeah, and even then, understanding, like, there's rules to it. I know my bad. What? I know my bad guys. What? That's not a fidget toy. It kind of is. My kids sometimes use it as a skateboard or a roller coaster or a massager. You could do it as a massager. I just had to see it. I know my bad. I don't know what you mean, Jackie. Something got filtered out. I don't know what you guys are talking about. But yeah, Dandelion. I mean, if you really think about it, we jumped many steps before we got to here. So, can we see another example? Asked for division. Oh, you asked for division. Okay. Oh, I see. You want another example of division? Okay. Let's see if we can do this one. Okay, let's do this one. I don't know if I did this one already. Let's try it. So, okay. 3 divided by 177. So again, what we're going to do is we're going to find our starting point. So what is our starting point? You're going to need more paper. Well, if we did it on the abacus, I wouldn't need any paper. Okay, let's try it. All right. First thing we're going to do is we're going to do 3 digits, take away 1 digit, right? So we have our divisor and our dividend. So we have our divisor and our dividend. So we have 3 take away 1 is equal to 2. So I'm going to start here. 1, 2. Because this is where my answer is going to be, I'm going to put my dividend here. 1, 7, 7. Now, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to compare. Our divisor is 3. Our dividend, we're only looking for the 1 digit. We only look at 1 digit, which is 1. Who is bigger, our dividend or our divisor? Our divisor is bigger, right? So because our divisor is bigger, now we're going to add our second digit, which means 3 times what is equal to 17 or less. 3 times 5 is equal to 15, right? So I'm going to my 5. Thank you. Oh, thank you, guys. Thank you. And then I had take away 15. Take away 1. Take away 5. So now I'm looking here. My dividend is 2. My divisor is always 3. Doesn't matter. So who is bigger, my dividend or my divisor? My divisor is bigger. So I know I'm going to take these 2 digits. So I take these 2 digits. My question is 3 times what is equal to 27. Hey, Israel. 3 times 9 is equal to 27. So I have my 9 here, and I take away 20, and I take away 7. Thank you, Tiffany. So my answer is 59. See, alcoholics? I just have to make sure I put all my answers, all my arithmetic on the abacus. Yeah. Yeah, does that make sense? We're okay? 3 divided by 400. Okay, let's do that. So we have 432. No, I didn't do that right, but it is what it is. Okay, so again, we have to find our starting point. We are going to have 3 digits, take away 1 digit. So 3 take away 1 is equal to 2. So I need a lesson on using the abacus. Oh, okay. So we count 1, 2, 3, 4. Anytime the beads are touching the horizontal bar, this is counted. So this is counted. These ones are not counted. So we have 4 and then 5. All the top beads has a value of 5. So we have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we have 9 here, but we have 9 here as well. Do you see how this is 9? So these two are 9s. But when we look at it, this is the 1s, this is the 10s, hundreds, thousands, and 10,000. So this number right here is 99. So if I did this, this would be 59. And then this is 9. We have 19, 29, 39, 49. If I add this, this would be 549. This would be 2,549. Did that make sense? So, okay, so we're doing division. The question is 2. So, I'm going to do 2, 1, 2. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my divisor, my dividend on the abacus. So when I do that, my answer is going to be here. I add 4, 3, and then 2. The first thing I'm going to do is compare. Who is bigger, my dividend or my divisor? My dividend is 4. I'm only taking this 1 digit. My divisor is 3. My dividend is bigger. So I skip one column and I'm only going to take this one column. It counts one more time. Okay. Okay. So what's going to happen is we count 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we have 5. So anytime we have a top bead, that is going to be a value of 5. Only when it touches the bar, only when it touches the horizontal bar. This beam is what counts. So here is also the same function. The top bead is 5. So we have 5, we have 5. They're the same. The only difference is that one has more colors than the other. So when we when we count, this is 6. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So after 9, just as we write, we have our ones, our tens. So this is our ones, this is our tens, hundreds, thousands, and 10,000. So if we look at the ones, and then there's a decimal, the decimal happens between the ones and the tenths. This is where the decimal would sit. So these would be the tenths and the hundreds. When we look at it, we could do the tens. So this would be 29. This would be 529. And then we have 9,529. Did that make sense, Aquaholics? AA, did that make sense? So that's counting on the abacus. All right, so we're back to here. Okay, so we skip one column. It counts when it touches the bar. Wow, I never knew, never used one. Yeah, I can't stand math. I don't know why I'm doing myself at 3:21 in a.m. You were mathing in the middle of the night. Okay, so here I know but my dividend is bigger. So I'm going to skip one column. So I'm going to put my answer here. I'm going to take away one column. So the question is, 3 times what is equal to 4 or less? 3 times 1 is equal to 3. I add my 1. Now I need to take away 3. So there's my 4. I got to take away 3. I'm going to do my subtraction here. So I take away 3. I'm still left with some dividends. What do I do? My divisor is 3. We know this. My dividend is now 1. Have a good night. Don't be discouraged. You came division, which is the hard part. So 1. 1. So the question is who is bigger? The divisor or the dividend? My divisor is bigger. So if my divisor is bigger, I know I need to look at these two columns, these two digits. So instead of 1, I got to do 1 and 3. So 3 times what is equal to 13 or less? 13 or less. 3 times 4 is equal to 12. So I add my 4, and I take away 1, and I take away 2. And I do it again. Thank you so much. Thank you for your help. And I do it again. Because why? My dividend is 1. My divisor is 3. My divisor is bigger, so I have these two columns, these two digits. These two digits, that's what they are. So again, I add the 4. I take away 12. So my answer is 144. This is the only time I get to use my Sharpies. I see that division before going to bed, since where I am, it's 2 a.m. Yeah, right? Oh, yeah, it's late for mathing. I just want to challenge everybody. But yeah, I mean, it's simple to use and easy to understand. But division is a little bit is a little bit much for division. So, all right, peoples. It's really late and we just mathed. Everybody else, are we okay? All right. Anybody have any questions? I'm gonna head to bed. You guys are so awesome learning this. Have a good night, Kim. Thanks again. No, thank you. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate you guys joining in and talking. I'm going to follow you to learn the abacus. Oh, great, AA. Everyone come back tomorrow. Hey, Snowman. Hello. Have a good night. Have a good night, everybody. I caught on in one night. Yes, fantastic. Awesome. Yeah, right? Simple to use, easy to understand. Thank you. You're welcome. Have a good night, everybody. Have a good morning, everybody. You guys are so crazy in the middle of the night learning how to math. We just did some mathing. So, thank you. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you guys in my next live. All right. Good night. Thank you so much for liking my live. All right. And the follow. Whoop, whoop. Oh, yeah, thank you. Casares. Casares. All right. All right. Thank you, guys. Have a good night. Wow, 26 viewers.